Before you go ahead and drop $10,000 on another course you haven't even considered whether you're built for it or not, listen to what I'm about to say. Not only do I want to save you 10 grand, but more importantly, 6 to 12 months of your life chasing goals that are not yours. Now, you and I know that you want more out of life. That's why you're here. Probably already know that growth is the only way out. That's why you're trying to learn a new skill. But you're stuck between a few different business ideas, and quite frankly, you don't know which one to choose, and you don't even know why you're stuck in the first place. Honestly, because the internet is flooded with people flexing on social media. Hey, this is my Lamborghini. Hey, this is my mansion. You follow their social media out of curiosity, and eventually you click on the link in their bio, and before you know it, you're on a sales call, not with the guru himself or herself, but with one of their sales reps. And those people are trained to sell. They mirror your pain, they repeat your words back to you, and they make sure that you like them enough so that they can close you on the sale at the end of the call. And then they tell you, oh, hey, we want to make sure you're a good fit and this program is not for everyone. Their main goal is to sell you on one thing, that the course that they're selling is the missing link you've been looking for your entire life. A course for a business they haven't even built and don't know what it takes to succeed in it. These calls work like magic. Yes, and here's why, and not in your favor, by the way. They work like magic because you're already feeling the pressure of growth. You want to grow. You're looking for a way out of your current situation. So you buy the course, but what you're actually buying isn't education. You're buying a relief out of your current situation. So that's number one. Number two, they weaponize FOMO, fear of missing out. They use the fear of staying stuck to sell you the course, so they paint a picture for you that 6 months from now, nothing changes. You panic and act, and even if you don't have the money, they don't care. Put it on a credit card because you're gonna make it up later in the future. Number three is, and this one is the most dangerous in my opinion, you're buying someone else's success story, their confidence, their results. What you don't see on social media is the daily grind, the stress, or the parts of the business that don't necessarily fit you. The true cost is hidden until after you buy the course and commit. Now, I know all of this because I've been there. I spent over $100,000 on online courses over the last 10 years of my life. And here are a few receipts. You can see $19,000, $7,000, another one for $5,700 and $2,800. You get the idea. And I have about another $40,000, $50,000 in courses that I actually don't have receipts for. I assumed that uncertainty meant I was missing more information. Let me give you the backstory. In 2006, I came to the US. In this photo, actually, fun fact, this was my first picture taken in the US. In this photo, I was under the impression that I was going to be a pharmacist. I was in pharmacy school back in Egypt, and I came to the US to continue the same journey. But I also had this entrepreneurship bug, and I did not know how little certainty the following 10 years of my life will carry. And so I dove in headfirst. I imported memory cards from China to sell on eBay. eBay shut my store down, counterfeit inventory, thousands of dollars stuck in a small box, which I still have. A couple years later, I tried to start a security guard company with my father, but knew nothing about sales. So I did not get a single account, trying for about a year. 2 years later, I started a cold press juicing company with my roommate at the time. Never launched. A year later, I tried a food business with my mom. $6,000, $7,000 on my personal credit card, buying equipment, never launched. A year later, I got my real estate license. After talking with a friend, he made $250,000 selling a $10 million home in Southern California. So I went to get my real estate license. 2 years later, 0 homes sold. It wasn't that I was lazy or lacked intelligence, because in 2017, something interesting happened. Something changed. I launched the food business that I had tried launching 3 years prior. This is actually the photo of our first day at the farmers market. We made $239 that day, and that didn't even cover the cost of food or cost of the market that day, but I had this absolute internal certainty about the direction of this business. That business went on to do $500,000 in revenue the following year. Later that same year, 2017, I got my dealership license. I always loved cars since I was little, so it never felt like work, to be honest. So I started buying cars from the auction, fixing them, flipping them. Then that business, we got in the car rental business, which went on to generate multiple six figures. Here are some of the receipts, and this doesn't include private rentals or car flipping that we were doing on the side. And even post-COVID, I stepped into something that was completely different, all I've known how to do in my life. I started selling roofs door to door. I applied the same clarity and execution principles that I've applied with the previous two ventures, which led me to be making $35,000 a month in commission doing that. I look back at every productive season of my life, and this is the one thing they all had in common: clarity, which in turn created certainty. So I knew where I was going, I knew what I was doing and why I was doing it. I had alignment, if so to speak. My goals in these seasons aligned with my subconscious values. I wasn't forcing myself to be someone I was not, which led me to the question that changed everything. Why does this level of clarity only shows up after years of trial and error? Why isn't there like a way to extract this level of clarity before buying the course or starting the business, or wasting money, energy, and time over ventures that are not quite aligned with our personality? Then something finally clicked. Clarity is not a lack of information problem. It's a structure problem. And scientific research, supported this for over 50 years, by the way. Most people lack a system for deciding what matters and what fits and what to ignore altogether. Courses skip the most important part: skill inventory. Do you have any transferable skills that could apply to the new business that you're trying to start? Or risk tolerance. What is your risk tolerance? Or time reality. Do you have to work 60 hours a week in your current job, or you can work 20 hours a week to get started on this venture? That's exactly why I built the decision matrix. It's the exact reality check I use before I touch any new business idea. Courses sales are driven by three main drivers. Number one is people pain of their current reality. They want to grow. Number two is their fear that they would be stuck in the same position 6 months to a year from now. And number three is their desire to be rewarded financially, like they've seen their guru getting rewarded. The decision matrix cuts through all of that. Here's how. First, it forces logic before emotions. Before you get attached to the business idea and you start fantasizing about the rewards, you evaluate facts, not feelings. You're no longer buying an escape plan, so to speak. You're measuring the business against your own internal true north. Number two, it exposes mismatches before you waste years discovering them. And the example that comes to mind is like, have you ever wondered why some people build the businesses that look perfect on paper, profitable, and still wake up miserable? Or like on the other side of the spectrum, you have other people who obsess over the perfect plan and never make a move. One hates their life and the other just hides behind planning. They both lack clarity, and they're both lying to themselves, essentially. And number three, it gives you a sneak peek in your own internal cognitive profile. You stop fighting yourself, shows the gap between what you think you want and what you actually need in this current season. We know that the sum of your consistent daily habits is what creates success over time. But your daily habits don't run in a vacuum. Your subconscious wiring is what dictates your daily habits, not your intentions, not your spreadsheets, not your vision board. So the goal is not to eliminate opportunities, but to reveal your blind spots and gaps, so to speak, which we all have. So it forces you to make a decision to either fill the gap that you're missing, or you move on to something that you can actually execute on today. Now, misalignment between your conscious intentions, which is your goals, and your subconscious values comes with a cost. And unfortunately, that cost always gets paid. Now, alignment matters for the following. It lowers the cost of willpower. So it's a lot easier to enter this state of flow where obstacles become like puzzles and discipline feels like play. You solve problems because you want to, not because you have to. Now, I spent 10 years and over $100,000 learning this the hard way. I don't want you to spend another year, month, or even week just doing the same thing. And that's why you created the decision matrix. Today, you're not paying $597 for it, and you're not paying $297. You're paying $27 for it. And if $27 create any hesitation, a $10,000 course should not be your next move. This is the same exact framework I use to filter every business opportunity that comes across my desk. It's a system that would have saved me a decade of my life and over 6 figures. Now, you've got 2 paths in front of you. Number 1, you close this video, you keep scrolling, and you end up on another sales call with one of the gurus, drop 5 to 10 grand, spending a year forcing a business that doesn't fit you, and when it falls apart, you blame yourself, and I see you here again in a year. Or, number 2, you get the decision matrix, take 20 minutes, run your ideas through the decision matrix, get real clarity on what actually aligns with you. And when you make a move with conviction. No forcing motivation, no dragging yourself through Mondays, just clarity, which will lead to certainty. Now, I recognize that I am painting you a picture of what happens if you don't take action. And I'm also using some of the psychology techniques that I called out earlier. But here's the difference. Those courses use fear to get you to commit 7-10 grand on a business that you haven't even vetted. And it's sold to you by someone who never built a business and doesn't know what it takes to build a successful one. So the only thing at risk at that point is your financial future and your time. Your $27 investment in the decision matrix helps you avoid wasting that $10,000 and time in the first place. And here's my guarantee. Run the decision matrix on the courses or business ideas you've been thinking about. And if you don't get 10x the clarity, if you don't go like, holy cow, now I see it, email us within 30 days and we'll give you full refund. No questions asked. The only thing you're risking right now is staying where you're at. So if you're done wasting time, if you're done buying courses that teach you how but never take in consideration who you are as a person or why you're doing that, this path makes sense for you. If you're ready for real clarity, get the decision matrix. Stop chasing other people's success stories. Start building something that actually matters to you. Let's go build something great, and I'll see you on the other side.